Hello everyone. Welcome to Chaos and Order, art by Susan Holt. That's me. Today is February 11th, 2026. I'm just setting my tech up over there. While you guys are looking at what I'm doing, I will explain all of that later. Let me see if I am going live. Yes, I can see me on the computer. I can hear me on the computer. Yay! Fantastic. That means you guys should be able to see me and hear me. I don't know if I'm going to get your comments on the phone or on the computer or neither tonight, so we'll see what happens. Because, you know, technology. Anyhow, I am working on this mandala that I drew myself, and I have started and stopped painting this thing like 3 times. The stuff in the middle is gonna go away. I will paint over that. And what I'm working on right now is getting all of my little circles, excuse me, filled in with this light gray paint that I have mixed up. And, excuse me, my goodness. I am working on watercolor paper with gouache paints. I've drawn my mandala out with a pencil, and then I inked it in with art pen. And now I am adding the paint. It has taken me, okay. I started this mandala at the beginning of the COVID lockdown, I think. It's been a while since I have worked on it, so I don't really remember. And then I got mad at it because I didn't know what colors to use. And then I thought I had a color theme. So I did the background with a watercolor wash. So these really light tones in the background, the yellow and the orangey red into the fuchsia and purple. That's what I started with, and I hated it. Absolutely hated it. So put it away for a few months, and then I was like, oh yeah, you know, I have a kind of a sun motif in the middle. Maybe I'll do it like a sunflower. And then I really hated it. So I put it away for a few years, and I run across it every now and again and just be like, I just don't have it figured out yet. My brain still has to think about it. So I would pull it out and do little color tests. I have these little color swatch cards that are fantastic. And if I'm having trouble on a color theme like I did for this one, I can just plop down the card on top of it and it'll give me a really good visual. And no, none of the ones I put down worked. So, so I just let it sit. And a few weeks ago, I guess it was a few weeks ago now. A few weeks ago, I went and pulled a bunch of art for my Patreon patrons and sent it off to them. They all absolutely love their little Patreon packets. Well, they're big Patreon packets. I sent a lot of art this time around. And one of my dear friends was one of my Patreon supporters, and she's the one that just passed recently, but her favorite color theme is blacks and grays and greens, kind of that swampy voodoo-ish kind of feeling to the work, gothic-y. So I have decided that that's what the color theme for this is going to be, and my brain could not be happier with that decision. So today I have started painting in the grays, and I've started with these because I have known what I wanted this section to look like with all my little circles. So it needs a base coat of gray, and then I can do my highlights and lowlights and all sorts of fun stuff with them once they're dry. Oh my goodness. So I think I'm on the right track now. My brain is happier with it. I no longer hate this piece. I actually have already started to love it. So that's where we are. And for those of you who are tuning in and don't know what's going on, hi, my name is Susan Holt, and I am an artist. And this is my weekly live show. So if you're watching on Facebook, please hit that thumbs up button or the little heart button. Give me all the comments and questions you got down in the comments section. I'd be happy to answer them. And for those of you on YouTube who have found me, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. So this is, I don't know, I think I've been working on this since about 3:15, 3:30 today. So I've gotten plenty of work done on it, and I was going to wait until 5 o'clock, but I also figured that if I did that, I might just be live for a couple of hours, and I know you guys have lives and things to do, so I didn't want to keep you for that long. And I know some of you with really good eyes or big monitors can see that I'm not completely staying within the lines when I paint, and that's okay because I'm going to go over them, the painted areas in pen and re-outline everything, so everything will be buttoned up and tighter, more professional looking. So don't worry about that. This is just the preliminary coat of paint. And I was working on all those little portraits, and my friend Kate and I went to the event where I gave them out to other fans, and they were really well received. Everybody was completely shocked that they got original art. Well, 8 people were really shocked that they got original art. I made sure that most of them went to fans who were over 30 or were artists themselves. So it was a lovely film, a lovely movie, lovely concert. We had a great time. And everybody could tell who I painted, so that's really good. And if you haven't seen the little 4x6 paintings that I did, they're right here on Cast and Order Art by Susan Holt in the images. And I just recently posted all of them in one post as well. So you don't have to scroll back through a whole bunch of stuff, just a little bit to see them. So now I'm looking at what I have painted before, and I notice there's a little bit of blotchiness, and some of the paint doesn't go all the way to the sides of the circles, which it does need to do. So I'm just going to go back through and make sure I have the coverage that I need. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with gouache paint, it's spelled Gouache, and it is basically an opaque watercolor. Regular watercolor paint can go opaque, but it's not really built for that. It's built for transparent layers on top of each other. But this is meant to be opaque the first layer, the first time you put it down. So I really love the coverage that I get with this. So it is all good. And yes, I use different paints and different media. Media in art, the art world, means what it's made out of. So I use different paints and different media for different projects. The little portraits I did were watercolor because I wanted to kind of push my limits and push myself with that. I don't typically paint with watercolor, but I know I have to go in with a plan. Not like this rigid of a plan, but a plan of what colors am I going to use, what shading am I going to use. Well, it's kind of the same for every paint, but with watercolor paint, you build up the depth of the color. So this, you just put the paint on and that's the color, and it covers up pretty nicely. So I know you can see the colors in the background. That's the watercolor wash I did on it preliminarily, and it's making this very easy for me to see where I have missed the paint in my little sections here. So it's working like an undertone wash, and I'm liking that. I might do that for all of them because sometimes it's hard to see when a paint like this gray goes on to a white background because it does look a bit white on the paper until it dries. And then it turns gray. So it's nice to be able to see where I've covered stuff up and where I haven't. And I will let this sit and dry so that I know it's dry before I really go in and do another color. Doing these little sections at a time it's fun and relaxing. I find it fun and relaxing. I know a lot of people who find coloring in small spaces or painting in small spaces just to be very frustrating. But I like it. Those of you who know me know that out in the world in life, I'm not necessarily a fiddly person. But doing these is awesome. I get kind of fiddly when I do these. Well, and you know I'm not super fiddly with my other like pour paintings and stuff. But this has to be precise. It's meant to be precise. I have a lot of different ways that I express my art and myself in my paintings and my drawings. And like I said before, this center reds and yellows and oranges, that's going away. The purples and reds behind, those will be covered up. So, makes me happy that I've finally found the right color combination that makes sense in my brain for this mandala to be painted. sometimes taking your time and just thinking about something really does pay off. That's why I don't like to throw old projects out, because there comes a time when my brain has thought about it in the back enough that I know exactly what to do the next time I see it. It's just my muse being sneaky. Okay, so I think I'll have all my little spots filled in that I need to have filled in. Okay, so there is the gray, the first coat of gray on. And like I said earlier, there's going to be some more highlights and lowlights and all that kind of stuff. This will be changed. It's not going to stay that garish. Like I said, and actually, here's my color palettes. It's going to be a limited selection of these colors. I did pull other paints out and set them down with this, and it was too much. It was just too much. So I limited myself in what colors and shades I'm going to use. So I am happy. I'm looking at it on the computer. Yes. And I am a lot happier with it already. So I think, Hi everybody. I think that's going to be it for me today. Oh, I see Katie is watching and Melissa Ann is watching. Hello, hello, ladies. Overnight, and then I can, oops, I just found another spot that I missed. And then I can go back in and do some more work, because at this point the paint is mostly dry to the touch, but if I put another line of paint next to it, it kind of bleeds into the paint that's not completely dry. So this is where I walk away for the evening, let it dry, let it go, and I will get back to it tomorrow. So that's going to be it for me tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed me painting for you live tonight, and I will see you again next Wednesday for Zenstay Wednesday Live right here on Chaos and Order Art by Susan Holt on Facebook, or later on YouTube. So that's going to be it for me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and an artful weekend, and I will talk to you later. Bye everyone.